morning. Did you see how Aaron was so demure, so cutesy, so professional? Good morning. I'm here to talk about TikTok, and I'm so glad you said that because not everybody is on TikTok yet, and so I am by no means the expert, but I'm going to share with you what we've learned in the last couple of years since we've been working with them, and kind of all the different ways we're exploring. And one of the things I always say to my team and to vendors that I work with is, I hate going to a conference and sitting in an audience listening to somebody else talk about how they just tested some new thing and had this huge lift that we haven't done yet. And so my advice is always test and try new things, see what sticks on the wall, and that's what we've been doing with TikTok, and that's what I'm going to talk you through a little bit today. So first, a little bit about me. I'm Catherine. I've been in marketing for a long time. Started out in 1997 in database marketing when it was not sexy and nobody liked data, and now it's really sexy and cool and everybody loves data. So really good foundation. For those of you who don't know Windsor, we've been around since 1937. We've got about 350 stores throughout the US, Puerto Rico, and Canada, and we are a women's apparel company, everything from formal dresses for prom and homecoming and wedding guests and bridesmaids to New Year's Eve to jeans for running to the coffee store on a Tuesday morning. So let's get started. A lot of people ask me, what is TikTok? And so I think if you ran a DNA test on TikTok, you would find that it is 25% Instagram, 25% YouTube, 25% Amazon, and 25% Google. And what I mean by that is there is a social component to it, there is this video component to it, there is a pure shopping component to it, and then there is search. And so one of the things TikTok has done really well is continuing to iterate their platform very quickly from a technology perspective, and they've pulled in components from all of these different platforms that are out there, and they've delivered it to your customer and your consumer where she's at all day long and at night, and she's going there to find it. And so it is an incredible opportunity to get in front of your customer in a lot of different ways. For those of you who are not on TikTok, this is what your screen looks like. There's a little home button down in the corner. There's a whole bunch of stuff down on the bottom of how to post content. Up in the very top is their live button. And one of the biggest things TikTok has really leaned into is live. And there is so much content on live. Everybody's going live. I was on TikTok the other night, and there was a whole Marine Corps unit that were just sitting around in their barracks talking, and they were talking to anybody who wanted to come in and talk to them and answering all sorts of questions. So you will find everyday real people, you will find brands, you will find all sorts of stuff there. And what TikTok does, if you participate as a brand in the live space, they will put your content in front of users, and you will get way more impressions than if you don't go live. And so it is a real opportunity to drive awareness and to connect in a unique way. The rest of it up at the top is how TikTok kind of thinks about how they deliver content to you as a consumer. Following is where you get all the content of the brands and people you follow. Shop is literally where you go to shop. It's like Amazon. And For You, which is where you spend a lot of your time, is where they've run their algorithm and they're just giving you all of the content that's there based on what they think you're going to interact with. And then this little section all down that whole side rail is how you get to engage with it. So don't be judgy. This is my For You page. I've got, just going to show you a little bit. I've got a how to style. I love dogs. I've got a bunch of dogs catching a school bus to go away to daycare. It was the cutest video ever. I've got something about marketing, because somehow they know that I'm in marketing, and this is marketing without strategy. There's a bunch of, I think, ping pong balls bouncing down the steps trying to get into the cup, which is a customer. I like sparkly, shiny things, so this may be a diamond company. And then this is a brand that's live, and it's just showing up in my For You page. And so when you go live as a brand, it's another spot where they will weave you in. Why does TikTok matter? TikTok now is a search engine. And for those of you, I mean, a lot of us are marketers in here. There's a little bit of product people. But for the marketers, Google is where everybody went to search. And over the last 5 years, at least for us in the women's apparel space, search volume on Google has gone down continually year over year, every single year, to the point where we're seeing 50 to 100% decline in Google search volume across some of our key categories. That impacts SEO and paid search. So when you think of the impact to just the number of eyeballs you're getting in front of and the amount of traffic you can drive, even if you increase your click-through rates on what you've got out there, it's really hard to drive the same amount of traffic. And it's because the consumers are going to other places. They're not going to search engines. And one of those places is TikTok. And for those of you who think that TikTok is just a silly dance spot, it's not. They have a million different topics out there. And when you search something on TikTok, different than Google, you get all of these results that show up. It's almost all video, so it's really engaging to watch. And there's a lot of teach you how to, so you learn. And it doesn't take you anywhere else, so you stay in platform. So for a consumer, it's really easy to use. So I'm going to show you a couple of how-tos that I ran. How to change the oil in my car. How to clean my dryer. How to cook salmon in a pan. What are some country concert outfits for 2024? How to plant a garden. This is a huge, broad range, and you can see there are just all these videos out there that brands have created and that regular users have created on how to do everything. So this is a huge opportunity. You know, this whole conference, I feel like we've been talking about where is she shopping, how is she consuming content, how is she connecting with a brand, right? Like that's kind of been this continual thing that's come up. This is where you can do all of those things in one place. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about TikTok Live. We've been doing lives as a brand for probably 3.5 years. We really leaned into it a while ago. We have 3 studios. We have 4 full-time hosts. You don't have to spend a lot of money to go live. You can keep it pretty inexpensive and natural and get out there and get in front of people. And we go live in 2 ways. We go live on site, which is on-site exclusive content. We use a platform called Bambuser, and what's great about that is it's on demand. It's a little bit like Peloton, right? You can go watch live classes, or if you can't watch them when they're live, you can go get it on demand. That's how our lives are on our website. When you go live on something like Instagram or on TikTok, when the live is done, that content disappears. And so it's really nice to be able to give consumers that content in 2 different places when they come there. So when you go live, the best thing about lives is, aside from a store, if you have retail stores, it's the one place where your customer can really connect with you and you can have a one-to-one conversation with them as you're live. You will be amazed at what they will tell you on TikTok when they're watching your live. They will tell you all about the guy that they're dating and where they're going Friday night and what kind of an outfit they're looking for and how they met. And they're really just looking to connect with somebody. And so as a brand, you have this incredible opportunity to build a relationship where you're talking about your product, but you're also listening to them and hearing them and responding to them in ways that you can only do in person when you have stores live. So it's super cool. These are some lives that showed up in my feed. This first one is from a brand, the Pink Lily. She's selling a vest. You can see down at the very bottom, there's that white bar. They are connected to TikTok Shop for this, which means they can tag the product. The customer can click that little buy button and check out right there on TikTok, and the consumer doesn't have to leave. These next 3 examples are actually affiliate. So if you guys are working with affiliates, TikTok is one of the easiest ways to recruit, generate content, and pay affiliates. And so you can see there's a rocking chair, an ice maker, and a chest of drawers. All really different kinds of content. These are affiliates who are featuring it, and they get paid a commission for every single product that they sell. And then this last one is a hair curler, body starty pack, brush dryer. So 2 brands, 3 affiliates going live there. And again, you can see all the little lines on that bottom half. Those are people commenting during the live and checking in and asking questions about the product. How big are the ice chunks? Are they hard? Are they soft, right? Like, you'd be amazed at what you can tell the customer. Okay, TikTok Shop. So category is marketplace. These are 5 searches I ran on TikTok Shop. I searched for a bike, some knives, a couch, a computer, and a pickleball set. There is so much on TikTok. And so again, if you're thinking that it's just this silly dance video place, they have done an incredible job in giving everything to the consumer in one spot. And for us as a brand, their commission fee structure is a lot more affordable than Amazon. They're a lot less expensive. And because you're shipping the product yourself, you're not locking up inventory. So especially when you're a smaller brand and you don't have as much inventory, it really gives you a lot of flexibility in where you can be. And you can see here, I mean, their product is all over the board. TikTok partners. So this is the affiliate piece. You can recruit, seed, and pay affiliates all in one platform. It's so incredibly easy. These are 5 different affiliates that we work with. I pulled these 5 examples because you can see one of them has 8,000 followers, one of them has 880,000 followers on TikTok. They all generated the same amount of income in unit sales across the individual items that they're featuring. And the thing that's a little crazy about TikTok is it doesn't really matter sometimes how many followers you have. It's really all about how good your content is and how engaging it is and getting people to watch it. And that's what drives it to go viral. And we're amazed every day. Every Monday, I sit down with my community team and they show me top performing content. And half the time, I just shake my head and I'm like, I don't get it. Why did that go viral? I mean, so it just boggles the mind sometimes. And you're like, really? Like, there's 20 other people who did that exact same video. Why did this one video go viral and the other 20 didn't? It's a fascinating world. It's like wrangling cats right now. The one thing cool about TikTok Shop with affiliates, this is another affiliate ad. She is showing people how to use a spray painter. And as an affiliate, what's amazing is you can see that little orange cart button. The customer clicks that and they can, again, check out right on TikTok. So you have this very clear one-to-one relationship with your affiliate where they can see the sales that they're driving and the commission that they're getting paid, and TikTok manages all of the payment for them. So it's easy for the brand, it's easy for the affiliate, it's easy for the consumer. Really kind of a win-win. Next, for the performance people in the room, on our performance side, when it comes to paid search, we have kind of a blank checkbook agreement with finance as long as we're hitting ROAS, right? So as long as we're hitting our ROAS goals, we can keep spending money and scale as much as we can to drive the business. On paid social, we had a really hard time finding anything that really came in at ROAS until we got to TikTok. And there's 2 ways to work on the ad side in TikTok. The first option is driving site traffic. So this is Way, Spanx, Base, Free People, and Typology. So very real, relevant brands that are out there running ads right now on TikTok. This is a Skims example. And for all of the brands I just showed you, they're all trying to drive people to their site. So there's a link in the ad that drives traffic to the site. That's where we started. Again, we didn't see a ton of return on ad spend. We saw a lot of reach and impressions. We were driving brand awareness, but we weren't really driving sales to the bottom line. Then when we connected TikTok Shop ads, it took off like crazy. And this is where you can see our ad running. They click the orange cart. The customer can check out right there. We've now been able to scale ads on TikTok Shop utilizing this at ROAS, and we're running with finance the exact same way we run with Google. It's a blank checkbook, we're hitting ROAS, and we can scale as much as we want as long as we're hitting that number. And so it's been really interesting as a marketer where traditionally, at least for me at the brands I've been at in social, it's really been about brand awareness, reach, trying to stay top of mind, but really, really hard to connect the data back to say these are the people we drove in store. These are the sales we drove on the website. This is really the first social channel where we've seen just an incredible clear number on that. So again, why are we here? Why do TikTok? It's really about doing all the things because you can engage with your customer where she's at, give her content, and drive sales. So do the owned content. Sell stuff. Go to your Amazon right here. Go live. Live is so much fun. Don't take yourself seriously on TikTok. When we hired our TikTok hosts, I really wasn't sure how it was going to be because I wasn't as comfortable as the head of marketing, I will put it that way, with how they were. But my head of community was like, Catherine, TikTok is totally different. Just trust me. And that, I think, has been another key word, right, these few days, is trust the experts on your team that know what they're doing. And they are amazing, and they engage, and they have people that come back and watch their lives every single day. So we go live 4 days a week. We go live about 12 to 16 hours a week on TikTok. So we are live all the time. And when one of them is out on vacation, we will have customers commenting on our live. Where's Amani? Where's Cass? Is she okay? Is she still with Windsor? Like, I mean, it's incredible, the relationships that your hosts can build. Do the shop ads. Really do TikTok shop, because for us, that was the hugest unlock in terms of driving revenue. And do the affiliate. This is the easiest affiliate I've ever done. And we're not super promotional as a brand. So in the affiliate space, we're very different. We don't do the Retell Me Nots and the coupon cabins and all of those kinds of things, because we're not super promotional. When we do affiliate, we're really focusing primarily on content affiliates, right? So we go out with all the publishers. That's who we partner with. That's where we want to show up. And it's really hard in that space, because you've got to understand their editorial calendar. Maybe their stories don't fit yours. Maybe they're not covering homecoming this year. On TikTok, it is so easy to recruit affiliates, for them to get your product, for them to show it, and to drive sales. And you have the most confidence that it is really a one-to-one, because the biggest question around affiliate, at least for me always, is how incremental is this really? Were they just going to connect and buy it, the dress anyways? And so it's just been really amazing to have that data at your fingertips. And that's it. I'm kind of a fast talker. So I'm going to open it up for questions. Thank you.
This is it, guys. Last moment to ask your questions. All right, we're going Kelsey first. Fewer steps.
Just because I'm closer. Yeah. Hi, Kelsey with Gucci. This is a question I get a lot, so I'm happy to throw it to someone else for once. How are you thinking about, the cord potentially being pulled on TikTok? Obviously, who knows where that case is going to go. Assuming the worst outcome, are you just trying to run fast and as far as possible? Are you proactively trying to diversify into other platforms? How are you approaching that?
Yes, is my short answer, right? Like all of the above. From everything that I've read through on the legislation and everything that's happening with TikTok, my understanding is that it is about percent of ownership and that piece of it. And one, it's a pretty long time horizon. We've still got some time. And I'm not going to leave $1 on the table until that happens, right? Number one, because the economy is tough. For business is tough out there, right? And I'm going to be on every channel I can be on, especially when I can drive it EBITDA positive and I can scale it. So I'm going to lean into that until the very last second. And if it goes away, it goes away. But the amount of dollars I'm going to drive between now and then, I'm not going to walk away from, right? So one, I'm definitely going to continue leaning into it until that happens. And I really don't think that it's going to go away. It is huge. TikTok's going to figure something out to keep running, because the amount of money they have spent to come into the US market, and all of the brands they have there, and all of the sales they're generating, and all of the profit margin that they're getting from their commission rate. And it's just so you guys know, like for us with TikTok Shop, it's 6%. Like when you think of what you're paying Amazon, that's like a drop in the bucket compared to what you're paying Amazon, right, on that side. So really affordable from that perspective on that side of it. So am I looking at every other channel? Yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm talking to all of the other vendors that are in the room. I'm talking to you. I'm like, so what are you using that's working that I'm maybe not doing? That's why I'm here for the two back-to-back. You have to always be looking at what else is out there. But I'm a firm believer in just pushing everything as much as you can until it goes away. That's what keeps marketing fun, right? Like it's always changing. The platform's changing, the customer's changing, the product. You're never done. Yeah.
We got time for one more.
Nice. Dude, Shop Pay. We're still dealing with how to get Shop Pay into our system at L'Oreal. It's a mess right now because they will
longest integration
Thank you.
I ever had.
Right?
Biggest pain in the ass because
that's not even my question, but it's real.
Because they're new to monetizing, right? So you think of Meta. Meta's been around forever. They're a US-based brand. They know how to monetize. TikTok has no idea what they're doing. A lot of the staff is really junior. They're going a million miles an hour. They're changing their product on a daily basis. So I will tell you, we had multiple calls a day for 6 months getting TikTok Shop live. I didn't make it for Q4, even though I kicked it off back in June. And I was like, oh, sure, plenty of time, right? Everybody's like, it's one line of code, right? Like, how often do we hear that?
Right.
It's one line of code, super easy. And then we had to get middleware, right? And then the return thing wasn't syncing with finance, and then it was this whole thing with finance because they couldn't reconcile. So I will say, yes, it can be painful.
I'm glad to know I'm not alone.
You are so not, and if you need a session, like we can hop on a hangout.
Hell yeah, I'll buy the first round.
I'm here for you. I give hugs, like it's all good.
So, but my question though, sorry, that wasn't really, but my question though is, like, I'm really interested in the space of like instant gratification purchase. And, you know, in an environment like TikTok, they're not in an environment like Amazon where you do the buy now, like immediately. They have to be convinced by the content to buy. Have you done any kind of research or know anyone that has around this like instant gratification phenomenon on social media to like kind of like add some gravitas, if you will, to like the Shop Pay case?
Not in that way. What I will say to you is when a consumer is going to Amazon, they're looking for something. That's pull, right? They're going in, they're searching for it. What's really great about TikTok is she's laying on her couch at 8 o'clock after dinner, and I can get in front of her, and I can wiggle into her subconscious so that maybe when she is that weekend getting that invite and she needs a wedding guest dress, she'll remember it and I can get in front of her again. And so it's another form of push marketing, and as us for marketers, right, we're always looking for how do we get in front of you when you don't want, when you're not looking for us, right? Like that's the big thing. And so for me, that's kind of what I'm trying to do in that space. But I will tell you there is an instant gratification piece to it. Because what we will do sometimes is we're not promotional, like hardly at all as a brand. We will maybe run 6 promos a year and only one day in our stores, Black Friday, that's it. Otherwise, we're full price. On TikTok Shop exclusively during our lives, every now and then, I will do a 15% off if you check out during the live, right? And so there is a little, and I'm not giving away a ton of margin. And then the other thing that I do, because TikTok owns the order, so we get name and address, but we don't get email address to market to them. So in every single outbound package that our DC sends out, there is a welcome offer in that to get them to come to windsorstore.com to come shop with us direct. Yeah.
Awesome. Catherine, thank you so much.